Let's fucking put that on the show.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ages. After being back, I had a week off before the holiday. It was a holiday. Now we back. We're all together. And to reference a moment that we just spoke about when I was talking shit about my cute Chinese neighbors. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm happy to see you. What's going on? I missed all y'all. What's up?
Oh, Dion, I'm excited to talk about tonight's show and a whole lot more. But before we start any further, say hello to American Ramrod, Kendo Slice.
Yes, folks, it's good to be here from the friendly confines of Camp Kendo this week, where a tradition that I'm not proud of continues, which is every time I go home, I get sick.
It's the air, man.
It's freaking air. July, and I've got a cold. Maybe the Wu flu again. I don't know. All I know is for the last couple of days, I feel like somebody's beat me over the head with a frying pan when I wake up in the morning, and I can't smell nothing.
Well, all I smell is your bullshit. So hopefully you have a good time tonight. I'm sorry. I've been watching too much Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, dude. The soundtrack, the movie, I'm on board, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I find it funny. Our friend Keely Chow says Dion needs to stop watching that crappy Dark Fate and start watching the awesome show called Dark Angel. But we're not late tonight because of Dark Fate. We were early, folks. It's the first time in a while, so let's celebrate. Dion, cheers. I salute you with my empty Capri Sun.
Very much so, sir. And I salute you with my Oberon Sunshine Lemonade Shanty. And I don't like Dark Fate. Stop saying that.
Maybe one day they'll stop, but until then, folks, keep saying it. Now, guys, this is our first time back in what feels like forever, but a week and a half or so.
Yeah.
So, guys, we got to catch up tonight. We got some other stuff to do, including talking about Woke Busters. We got the word of the day, the question of the day. Oh, shit, I forgot to do a question of the week. Hold on. I'll have to pull that out of this deck right now. Folks, we're going to be talking about the Gladiator 2 trailer. We're going to be talking about Beverly Hills Cop 4, The Boys. We're also going to be talking about Deadpool 3. We have 2 quizzes tonight, and we have a heartwarming story about Macho Man Randy Savage. So, all in all, a pretty stacked show, including 5 explain a film plot so badly, I don't think anyone's going to guess them. So I can't wait till we get to that segment of the show. But folks, you know what to do. Let's have some fun tonight. So thank you to Keely Chow for being a member. Shrubbles 08's here with the word of the day. We couldn't do without you guys. The word of the day is honkers. I like that. The acolyte without honkers. Star Wars, the rise of Rey's honkers, and stop or my honkers will shoot. Sorry, I changed it on you. Honker boys for life. No, bad honkers for life.
Yeah, hot tub honkers machine. A fistful of honkers for a few honkers more. The good, the bad, and the honkers.
Yeah. Clear and honker danger? No, that's terrible. Clear and present honkers. There we go.
The taking of honkers 1, 2, 3.
Can we change it to the taking of honkers double D? I think that'd be a much better name.
Yeah, that would work.
God, why do I always look to my toy shelf to look for movie titles? There's like 5 titles on there.
Honkers on a plane.
Yeah. Honker Wars. Fuck.
Let's see. Honkers on a plane. Let's see. Revenge of the Honkers. Attack of the 50-foot Honkers.
Smokey and the Honkers.
Yeah.
No crap.
Yeah.
The Honkers game.
Yeah, the Honkers game. Catching Honkers.
Tommy Honkers.
Yeah, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Honkers.
There you go. Honkers all the way.
There's Black Honkers.
Yeah. Honey, I Shrunk the Honkers. That's a tragedy.
That dude, yeah, he should be fired out of a cannon. So, folks,
Longer Christmas.
Yeah, you can send your honker titles in all night long. We'll be playing with our honkers. So
honkers.
But thank you to Shrevels08 for that. Folks, if you want to be a part of the email list tonight answer this question. Share your bucket list. You can send that over to info@worldclassbullshitters.com, and we will read that at the end of the show. We've been bringing back more of a fan engagement section for you guys, and you seem to like the new email address. So keep sending in your fan mail, and we will have that segment at the end of tonight's show.
Maybe honkers could be like a so you like, you know how like radio shows and things like that, their fans are like, they've got like a name or like a pseudonym that they refer to them. Maybe that's what we can do. We can call our fans could be like the Honker Brigade or the Honker Patrol. So it's like, hey, what's up, honkers?
You guys want to be the Honker Patrol?
Yeah, fans, go ahead. In the chat, if you want to be known like as your fandom for this channel is you're just known as honkers, just go ahead and tell us yes or no. Do you want to be a honker or a honkette? We don't discriminate here.
Yeah, be a honkette.
Power honkers.
Yeah.
They're more than a honky. You know, you get honked. Who knows?
Elite battle honkers. That's a good one.
So Georgian says, Dr. Coach Kendo, purely from a historical perspective, are we seeing Woodrow and Edith Wilson in Joe and Jill Biden? Seems almost like it.
I would say that is a very likely scenario based on what's happened in the last, couple of weeks.
Okay. Feel free to elaborate or ask more, Georgian. You can listen to Dunkcast this week where we talk politics. Yeah, I know, right? We were talking about all sorts of things, mainly Stephen King and the fact that he said he should step down, not Stephen King for president. So it's interesting. Oh, we got 9.5 honkers. Honkers in the outfield. Lost in honkers.
Yeah, there you go. The mighty honkers.
The Pelican honkers. Alita battle honkers.
There you go. That's a good one. I like that one.
I want to see the $6 million honkers. What would those look like? I mean, good ones are like 10 to 20 grand, but $6 million honkers. They got to
be the best honkers that have ever existed.
Well, who does have the best honkers? Folks in the chat, tell us who has the best honkers that ever existed. And if they're worth $6 million. That should be a real
quick from any era, too.
You know what?
If you want to go old school and pull out like an Adrian Barbeau,
those were good, man. John Carpenter was a very lucky man.
Yeah.
We're a little early for Halloween, but Halloween 3 Season of the Honkers, that's my favorite one. Tom Atkins, that mustache, those honkers.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Classic.
Let's see. Oh, God. Selma Hayak is the first person who gets named twice by John and 3 Overhouse. So clearly.
I mean, she has a legendary set on her.
Maybe the greatest of all time. We'll never know, but
Antonio Banderas does, probably.
I'm sure a lot more people than you think do, but I'm talking like current day Selma Hayak. She's like a wine. She gets better with age.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
She still looked great in the Eternals. I was like, damn, you still look good.
Yeah, this movie's dog shit, but hey.
Yeah, it's one of those weird movies where it's like, why is this beautiful?
She's got like a tradition or something, I think, like on Instagram on her birthday every year. She posts like a fucking bikini pic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's still working for you, baby. It's still working for you.
She has earned every one of those millions of followers. There ain't no doubt about it.
I'm going to think about something else besides Selma Hayak, or this is going to become a really weird show. So, folks.
Could just be the Selma Hayak special.
Yeah. We should do an ode to Selma Hayak. When is her birthday, Kendo? Look that up real quick. Because when her birthday rolls around, I don't think the audience would be opposed if we did an ode to Selma Hayak and featured her greatest work, like Desperado, or Desperado, or From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, dang. That's Till Dawn, too. Dang. It's tough. Dang. It's a tough one, though, to choose. That's a good list.
Her birthday is September 2nd.
So, folks, in less than 2 months, join us for the Selma Hayak appreciation stream, where we talk about her greatest contributions to cinema. Desperado. Desperado. And From Dusk Till Dawn. Why the hell wasn't she in a Zorro movie? That was a mistake. Like, look, Catherine Zeta-Jones, equally gorgeous, perfect casting choice. But like, why couldn't they make a third one with Selma Hayak after her character died?
Well, okay, because we got drug dealer Selma Hayek and Savages, and even in that, she's not as scantily clad as she would have been in a Zorro movie. But you're like, man, like beat me up. That's Selma Hayek, and she would say bad words to you, and then say, "I'm gonna you," and you be like, "Okay, this is how a man has to die."
So
I'm gonna go because she's like angry in that movie.
I forgot she's in Dogma. That's my favorite Selma Hayek movie. But
yeah,
yeah, she is in Dogma.
Candy girl, you are my world. Oh, that's where that went. Sorry. So I haven't had this on since I went to the Rod Serling birthday party. I'm just like, what's in my pocket? Anyway, folks, keep sending those honker titles in. We'll be checking in with honkers all night long. Lots of Selma Hayek, lots of Sydney Sweeney, excuse me, not Sydney Sweetie. I don't know her.
Yeah, she's been breaking the internet lately too.
Yeah, somebody posted a picture of her with her jugs like very displayed with the word Star Wars next to it, and I thought that is how they can get the fans back if they put her in the movie. That's really it, man. Like, that's the future of entertainment. You know how we joke about Idiocracy with ass? It'll just put boobs on the screen and people will line up to show up and watch the movie. Like, the fact that they're 100 feet tall boobs makes it better.
I mean, and it goes a long way. Like, you know, it's okay to be like, hey, you know, some people buy more stuff when boobs is involved. And, you know, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I do it.
Oh, God, honkers forever.
Know your audience, yo.
I think we do.
Shoot. People who like honkers buy shoes, too.
I think everybody who buys shoes likes honkers. It's kind of obvious, man.
Yeah, they are pretty great.
God. We're going to get to these in a moment. I wanted to tell everybody, folks, the Kickstarter for Wokebusters is counting down. There's only 16 days left, and we needed to cross that goal. Now, if you were an early adopter, no matter what, your stuff gets ordered and sent out right after everything ends anyway. So that's it after that. There'll be no more extra books, but everybody that's back that will be taken care of. You'll get it signed. You'll get the first edition sticker, which is numbered, and you'll have the greatest graphic novel in history. But folks, be on the lookout for that. But you got 16 days more. Let's cross that goal and let's get Wokebusters into every hand in America. If you read English, I think you're going to like this book. The story, I think what everyone's been stuck on is this isn't about Ghostbusters. Like, I was interviewed about this book, and it's not about Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters 2016. What it's about is 4 guys who start a business who fight these outrage monsters instead of ghosts, or, you know, that's how it works. Think of it like this. The real villain of Ghostbusters isn't Slimer or the other ghosts. It's Zool and or Walter Peck. We have a Walter Peck that we fight. That's kind of where the similarities end. You know, we're a working group of guys. But it has more to say about society and the world we live in. There's we're trying to hire people to work for us, and they're just ridiculous. Every time Kendo tries to speak, somebody cuts him off because it's Dion's turn to speak. There's funny shit in that book, and I can't wait to bring it to you guys. So no matter what, everybody will be taken care of. It took me 3 years to do this book, and I'm really proud of the work, and I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. And after Wokebusters, I'll just tell you, I'm going to put out something at the end of the year. One thing I am going to do, too, is we're going to record our live stream of Wokebusters when we fulfill stuff. I'm going for a record. See, on stealingsolo.com, I can get it out in about 16 to 18 hours. I got a little notification from Shopify. So I'm going to try to get all couple hundred books out in like a day or two. We're going to stream the whole thing, sign, fulfill, and do that. And you can watch me suffer here on the internet. We'll have a good time. And then Dion, Kendo, after we get them in our hands, then we'll do a round table discussion of Wokebusters. You can tell me how you feel I portrayed your characters. Did you gawk at enough white women, Dion? Kendo, did you save the day? Who knows what happens in Wokebusters? Only me and a few of you out there. So, I'm sorry. I have just been reading about honker titles. If I seem distracted, folks, like Raiders of the Lost Honkers and From Honkers with Love. I love Honker Busters, but I love honkers in general. John Thomas, thank you very much for trying to talk it out or talk it up on other channels. I appreciate the support, folks. You guys make all of this stuff possible, and no matter what, I'm having a great time doing it. Let's just keep doing it. Let's bring it to more people, and let's grow WCBS. we want 45 or 50 million viewers. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Do you, Kendo?
Not at all. That's a very, very low bar for us. I mean, I think we could easily get that and more.
Well, we have the suits for it. We have the T-shirt for it as well. We have content for it too. I should just retitle this on Podbean, the boob episode, because that's all we keep talking about. So,
Boobs,
guys, let's
knockers and honkers. Oh my!
Yeah, I'm not going to be complaining about that.
Good place to be.
Now, before we jump into Beverly Hills Cop and other stuff tonight, folks, we're going to talk about a trailer that dropped. The trailer for Gladiator 2 is here, and I didn't really think I wanted a Gladiator 2 at all, but then I saw this trailer and I thought, oh, that's a pretty good-looking trailer. Dion, you're a pretty big Gladiator guy. What'd you think of the trailer?
I liked it. I especially all the smack I've been talking about it since it's been announced. It looked like a good movie. It is not the overall premise. It actually is something that we're like, okay, this makes sense. It does seem like it is. Hey, Ridley Scott taking his business out and saying, hey, y'all forgot who you're talking to.
Kendo, what'd you think?
I thought it looked like it has potential to be a pretty good movie. Probably something I'm not going to run out and see right away, but I definitely plan on giving it a watch because it looked better than what I was expecting to see from a Gladiator 2. But it is also just the trailer, so we'll see what it looks like when we get the final product.
Yep, that's kind of how I'm feeling about this one. Like I said, I liked the trailer. Not ready to put everything on this one, and I probably will review it for the show. So I'll try to go catch it early so I can have a review for every big movie that comes out. Folks in the chat, do you want me to go see Twisters and have a review for next week on the channel? Are you interested in hearing my take on Twisters? Dion, should I go watch Twisters?
I say yeah. My plan is to watch Twisters for sure. I would say yes. In short, yes.
Okay. Then I will. I think the audience would like that. There you go. Thank you, Freddie. So the other big not trailer, but the other movie that got announced the other day was a Shrek 5 with a little teaser that played All-Star. Shrek's fine.
What we need.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need. Shrek is a fine movie, but I'm over Shrek. That shit ended like a decade plus ago, and now we're doing another one. We just can't get away from our childhoods.
I mean, it's one of those things where I just have zero interest. I mean, I understand the business need or want rather to try to reintroduce an IP, to try to keep that audience and like, oh, hey, you guys remember it? Maybe you bring your kids, but I'm just not interested, man. I'm just not. Yeah, it's just that's not the one that I think is going to be, anything better than maybe pretty good studio movie bringing up an old IP. Obviously, there's a chance for it to be good. I'd be happy if I were wrong. If they actually made a good Shrek movie, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. But just the chances of that, I think are pretty slim. Even we're kind of living in the post Beverly Hills Cop glow, but Shrek's not the same. There's been enough of it, and it's Puss in Boots. I understand has some popularity here recently, but to see another Shrek movie just so you can have Puss in Boots and Eddie Murphy and Donkey and all that back in it, I don't think it would end up being very interesting.
Sorry, I clicked on something and now I can pop my face out. Let's not do that. Am I moving around?
No, you're good.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I clicked on the thing and it showed me in the middle of the screen. There we go. My discard changes. Yeah, we'll talk about the post glow of Beverly Hills Cop in just a moment, but I can't really think of a reason why to get either of these two movies. But that's what we're gonna get, and people love remakes and people love sequels and all this other shit. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. I will say this though, real quick, Dion, in regards to Twister. One, it's clearly a remake because when I bought or looked at my tickets, it's like a reimagining of the 1996 classic. And part 2, I've been watching disaster movies ever since the 4th of July, where I watched Independence Day. I've been going through a lot of these disaster flicks, so I'm kind of in that mode. But I never realized how shitty Volcano was until last night. Like, I text you, Dion. The effects are garbage. The acting is terrible. It's got this... I laughed so hard at the end when they're all covered in ash and they all look the same. And I'm like, oh, God, I forgot the 90s had these messages in their movies. At least the movie itself had something to, decent. But then, it rained and they all look different. It is a really hokey-ass movie, dude. It was...
That one is the pure... Yeah, it is the pure 90s movie. It was... not all of them were Independence Day. You know what I mean? So, man, that one was not very good. But it's funny how much it is that Volcano's that movie where it's like, I think it's top tier, so bad it's good. It's just, Tommy Lee Jones not giving a damn, Anne Heche being 90s Anne Heche, mid to late 90s Anne Heche, early Don Cheadle, and it's like, all right. Like, I get the concept they were going for, but it was just, gosh darn, I love that movie, man.
I do too. I can acknowledge it's shit and love it at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking.
There's a volcano under Los Angeles.
I wish that would have happened when I lived out there. It would have been far more interesting than most of my life out there. We had a
there's one thing I would say of your life in California, it was interesting.
Dude, when I watched Beverly Hills Cop, and I was like, when the scene where Axel fell down the stairs in that little buggy, I was like, wait, I've been on those steps before.
Yeah,
and
man.
then, did you notice in the beginning when they showed that Coney Island? That's the Coney Island we went to when we went to that concert in Detroit. I was like, shit, Dion, we've been there.
Yep. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, she goes, yep, we've been there. Those Conies are pretty dang good.
They are pretty dang good. So let's talk about tonight's main topic, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, the 4th Beverly Hills Cop in the Beverly Hills Cop franchise. It stars Axel Foley. It doesn't star Axel Foley. It features Axel Foley, played by Eddie Murphy, but it also brings back Judge Reinhold, John Ashton, Bronson Pinchot, also introduces Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Kevin Bacon, and the daughter into the Beverly Hills Cop franchise. Now, if you followed me,
it brought back Paul Reiser too.
Thank you. He was actually, when I wrote the review today and recorded it, I have a little section on Jeffrey Friedman. To me, he is the best improved character of all of them. I think Axel was done right. Billy was done right. Other characters were great. But I thought Paul Reiser was the one character that had so much added to it because he's always been kind of a fuck-off character. It's like, oh, Jeffrey, shut the fuck up. This isn't my locker. And he walks away type of thing. You never see him anymore in that movie. Now he was a real character, man. We got to see him and Axel at the police academy. We got to see Jeffrey and Axel actually have an adult friendship, and he has his back. I thought it was really good. This movie did so much right. We can spend time talking about what's bad at the end, but for my money, there wasn't a lot of terrible shit in this movie, if anything, terrible at all. There was one mistake that a script doctor pointed out to me, and other than that, I thought this movie was exactly what it needed to be. So let's start talking about Beverly Hills Cop 4 properly. Now, Dion, overall, just briefly, what'd you think of it?
I liked it a lot. I really, really did. I really, really enjoyed it. Like you said, they for Jeffrey to get, it was what was missing in 3, where not to say that it should have been Jeffrey that should have been part of it. But the fact that there wasn't that personal, emotional, character development like there was. And, they try to do it with what's his name when he was he was supposed to be the Beverly Hills Cop connection. And he just wasn't that dude. And obviously it's like, Paul Reiser, man, Jeffrey, like you said, like, there were funny moments in 1 and 2, but, for, like you said, to establish why they still know each other, why they're friends, why he felt comfortable enough to be trying to cover Axel's ass in the first movie, and then him having that moment of being like, hey, take care of yourself. And then he's in trouble and he calls him, and they're using Detroit PD stuff. So, yeah, man, that's the main reason why I like it so much. And the ending's a little mushy, but it's really good, and to see that actual reunion of the three, it's like seeing Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor.
Oh yeah,
cool. It was cool. I'll say the movie was cool.
Kendo, what did you think of it?
I liked it. I surprisingly really enjoyed the movie. I did not have the highest because of the era that we live in and how many times I've been burned, but I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I watched it earlier today, and from the beginning when they're at the Red Wings game and the heist is those guys robbing the locker room, I'm like, that's pretty freaking ingenious. I've never seen a heist movie like that before, where like the goal is to break in and rob a team's locker room while they're playing a game. That's kind of brilliant. But yeah, like everything was on point. Like the jokes were good, even at the beginning with the Negro Hockey League joke. I mean, I had to stop the movie. I was laughing for like 5 minutes because the white guy's like, yeah, and then he won't say the name of the league. I'm like, this is good. This is good. All right, I got it. And then yeah, just it hit all the high points. It got the nostalgia aspects correct without being a little too oversaturated. There was a couple things where I was just kind of like, I don't know if this is working for me, but it went by quick. Like I felt like I had started the movie 10 minutes ago and it was already almost over. So like it had a good pacing to it and everything. And I will probably try to watch it again tomorrow or Saturday again, where I can actually sit down and enjoy it, not watch it for what I'm trying to watch it to like review it type situation. And yeah, so when he gets pulled in the office and it was Jeffrey there, I'm like, okay, they're doing this right. They are going to do this movie right. And I was not disappointed.
It's so refreshing that it was so good. Now, first off, Freddie Delgado just gifted 5 WCBS memberships. So, folks, thank Freddie for the gift of 5 WCBS memberships. If you're a patron currently, we just gave you a watch along of Beverly Hills Cop where you can watch along with us. And we also have the audio commentary for everybody on Patreon, no matter the tier, because we understand it's kind of tight out there right now. So we're trying to give you more value, and we're going to try to keep adding more throughout this year because it's a banner year for. Look, I know it sucks. It sucks for a lot of people, all of us. So let's just get through it together and make this fun. But Axel F, was a lot of fun. So like you guys, I've been burned. I mean, shit, I wrote Stealing Solo because Star Wars burned me. I hated watching some of these movies just get run through the ringer. And it's not always about the politics. Sometimes it's about the cash grab nature of taking an iconic character and parading him out one last time. And he's so damn old and it's so embarrassing. This movie wasn't that. This movie was exactly like Redeems Part 3, because I think 3 is dog shit. Nothing is good from that movie. I don't own it on anything beyond DVD. I don't like it. Nothing. It's a shitty movie. But 4 does fix that. 4 doesn't do the thing that other legacy sequels do where it essentially remakes the movie, because you got to look at it from this point. There is a Beverly Hills Cop formula. Somebody near Axel gets hurt or killed. He tracks the killer or the person to Beverly Hills. He fights, or he joins up with the police, and they investigate, and they find the crime, and they solve it, and all that shit. That's Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3. That's the same formula. So the fact that they went back to the formula was nice, because the last thing I needed to do is see Axel Foley like go to an art gallery and talk about old Jenny Summers and the stuff that they did as kids and all this. Those little lines of dialogue that all these legacy films like to elaborate on. Oh, you remember the Kessel Run? This whole movie is like a Kessel Run, this and that. Like that's what Solo was. Axel F isn't that. Axel F is a new story. And this time he's taken out to Beverly Hills to, let me rephrase like this. His daughter is a lawyer out in Los Angeles. She is trying to expose that this guy isn't really guilty and that the cops could be involved. There's a story of police corruption here. And so she goes out to her car to leave court, and they take a tow truck, tether her car to it, and push her off the edge like you've seen in the trailer. And it's pretty cool. She calls Billy. Billy then calls Axel. Axel goes out there to, investigate and find out what's up with his daughter. But in the meantime, Billy gets kidnapped. And so Billy's kind of looking for Axel's looking for Billy most of this movie. And you get to see Axel just like you remember him. He's not an old man trying to play a young character. He's an older version of the character, and it's not annoying. It's not tiresome like other movies. I mean, he's still sharp. His daughter tries to, ruin one of his, what do you call it, a ruse? But whatever he tries to do to talk his way into an impound lot, his daughter asks him a couple of questions to put him on the spot, and he still got it and still gets out of the situation. That's what this movie is. It's the character you like, the character you want to see do the things you want to do the things you want them to do, and be likable and be cool. Axel isn't weak. Axel isn't talked down to. People are like, oh, he's a deadbeat dad again. Not really. In this movie, he sends his family off because the Detroit Mafia was going to kill him because, he's a cop. And it even talks about how he tried to stay in contact, but they also chose to stay away from him. And he even says to his daughter, you could have stayed in contact too. Like, they treat it like it's a real situation, and they tie it up in a way that I found likable. And she doesn't spend the whole movie being bitter. There's a point where she just kind of is along on the journey and stops the digs of, oh, you left me and shit like that. So I don't really have many critiques out of the mistake where they say she's 32 years old, but that would take her to be born in 92. But then Axel goes to Beverly Hills in part 3 in 94, and he has a romance with the one lady. And we also see him at Inspector Todd's funeral without a family. So it's just a nitpick, but they do age it to the point where she's not really supposed to be 32. She should be like 30 or 28 or some shit like that, because it does. There you go. Breadman Productions caught it as well. But other than that, man, I was very satisfied with this movie. I'm gonna watch it again.
Yeah, they treated Axel well. Like, he wasn't gimped or neutered or made to look stupid at the expense or to benefit somebody else, like the female character. He was Axel Foley, an admittedly older version of Axel Foley, but he was Axel Foley.
I needed that to be the case, and that's what I liked about it so much. It's the character I want. It's not James Bond, who's not James Bond anymore. But that's a side point. I'll save that for another day. Let's rank these movies. Obviously, I'm putting 1 and 2, then 4, then 3. Where do you guys rank them?
Yeah, that's the way I would have it.
Yeah, same here. 1, 2, 4, 3. And I've never even seen 3, but just going off of what I've heard you guys say, it has been terrible. And I will eventually see it when we watch it all together for Patreon.
Yeah, we'll do all of them for Patreon, folks. You got the first one. We'll even have the fourth one up there quite soon. We'll probably, let's do the fourth one for our next commentary. That way it'll be something fresh and exciting for the audience. Redman in the chat says he puts 2, 1, 4, 3. At least 3 is at the bottom. Now, folks, Beverly Hills Cop 2 is awesome. It's really hard for me to tear it apart. I love the first one, but I love the second one almost equally, because it captures the spirit of the first one but amplifies it. The only thing you're really missing is Surge, but you couldn't have Surge in back-to-back movies. The way they do Surge now is a lot better. And I thought he was great, by the way. Old man Surge is just what you would think he is. I even like how Axel's like, don't call me Grandpappy. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, that was really good. And yeah, agreed. It was Surge was, listen, I still like Surge in 3. But I get it, man. I have moments where I'm like, man, do I like Beverly Hills Cop 2 more than I like 1? But
it's kind of one of those situations where
I would not have a problem with
either one's the right answer.
Listen, it's 1 is really, really good. 2 is like the perfect sequel. I always have said, I'll continue saying it, 2 is in the same level as Empire Strikes Back in terms of greatest sequels ever.
Yeah, and it's the same situation. If somebody comes up and says, my favorite and the one I think is the best is Star Wars, that's an acceptable answer. If they say Empire, acceptable answer. Same thing with Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. It's like, if you say the second one's the best one, I'm not going to fight you on it, because I'm going to say, yeah, that is a reasonable, thought to have. Just like, now, if you come up and say the fourth one's the best, I'm like, look, it's good, but let's fucking pump the brakes a little bit.
I have a question. Has my audio quality dropped at all?
No.
All right, cool. Then I'll use this little Axel Foley mic stand for the next few minutes of this segment. There we go, folks.
There you go.
Now, this inspired a lot of hope in terms of what legacy sequels or movies you could get to come back, because they did one right for a while. What other action franchise would you like to see make a comeback? I mean, my obvious answer is probably Dion's answer, and it's Lethal Weapon. I know they're making a 5th one, and you can sign me up for that right now. Lethal Weapon's awesome.
Oh,
dude, I was riding such a high from this movie that I went from Beverly Hills Cop 4, I put on Lethal Weapon 2 right away after that movie. And then I was just like in action movie mode for the next couple days. I even put on Point Break. So they remade Point Break, though. Ugh.
We just rewatched Point Break 2 just the other day. So I get it, man. Like that, yeah. Lethal Weapon, yeah, Lethal Weapon's got to be mine too. It really does. Or a proper Mad Max sequel.
Wait, Furiosa wasn't a real Mad Max sequel?
Nope. I know a lot of people want it to be. And don't get me wrong, I liked it. And I will dare say that people are going to like it a lot more in a couple years. But it's not. That's not Mad Max. Calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, No. By the way, yes, the It's Always Sunny Lethal Weapons do count. They're canon in our book here on WCBS. So when Sweet D or whatever the daughter explodes, Trish, no, that's the wife, excuse me. When she explodes for real. It's canon.
Damn right.
People are also saying another 48 Hours Part 3. Would you watch 48 Hours Part 3?
Yeah, I would.
I would. Nick Nolte's super old, but I love those movies. Obviously, one's better. It's significantly better, but I still love 2. You know, I really, really enjoy 2. So I'd watch the 3rd one, but you again couldn't do the whole. You couldn't have Reggie in fucking jail or something. You know, you gotta have something.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't want to sound like some militant, angry dude, but I'm in the minority. I don't like 48 Hours at all. First one I can sit through, but I don't like it, and I don't like the second one at all. It's kind of like, nope, turn this shit off. But if I'm gonna watch an Eddie Murphy, look, dude, seriously, it was on the other day at Phil's. I was like, turn this shit off, man. Like, he's like, I've never seen this one. I'm like, you don't want to. Okay. Eddie Murphy had many, many bad movies in a row. And then he broke that streak and made a couple of decent ones, and then had many, many more bad ones in a row. Like, Distinguished Gentleman is shit. It's not a secret hidden gem that you're gonna go, oh man, The Distinguished Gentleman is a really good movie. No, it's not. Same thing with shit like Meet Dave or 1,000 Words. You're like, what was Eddie Murphy thinking?
Those movies are so bad.
See, Digsby's got the right idea. I'm watching Eddie Murphy Trading Places. See, I want a Trading. If I'm gonna get another one like an Eddie Murphy revival movie, I think Trading Places is the best one to go, because you can really make it about today. Not like this woke society that people are talking about. Talk about the class shit that goes on in America right now. You could have be an interesting ass movie if you could do it with the same edge and humor. I always thought Trading Places could have come back multiple times throughout my lifetime because of remember the Occupy Wall Street shit? Imagine if they would have been able to turn that into a parody with Trading Places. Same thing with the shit that's going on now with inflation and all this stuff. Well, eventually it would be funny to see Billy Ray Valentine and Lewis Winthorpe III, come back. And plus, Dan Aykroyd, he's old, he's craggly, but he's not bad. He's not a bad part of those new Ghostbusters movies. So,
you just wouldn't be able to have Lionel Joseph.
Oh boy,
people would be very upset with that. I wouldn't be upset if that scene in the movie happened, but that's because I get it. But no, you could totally do a Trading Places too, because Winthorpe and Billy Ray buy Duke and Duke or something like that, and the movie could be about them navigating the current situation of trading in the global economy that is today. So I think that'd be totally doable. I just don't know if you'll be able to, get to do that.
I'd like to actually write that myself. I'd have so much fun with those characters. Those guys should have done more together. But you know what? If we only get the one, at least it was the best possible crossover of all time. So, anything else you guys want to say about Beverly Hills Cop 4 Axel Foley outside of the next question? Because I think this one's going to be where the audience wants to chime in as well. Hint, hint, folks. But what is the best legacy sequel of all time? I don't know if it's Beverly Hills Cop. I don't know if it's Top Gun Maverick. I know a lot of people are going to throw Top Gun Maverick as superior to this, but Top Gun and Beverly Hills Cop are very different types of films, even though they're produced by the same people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's good. I mean, my easiest answer is Fury Road. It's significantly better than Thunderdome, and I think it's in the conversation being as good as the Road Warrior. I think that's a pretty easy one for me.
Kendo.
If we're talking about like legacy sequels, as in movies that have come out 15, 20, 30 years after the original, then yeah, we'll be talking like Maverick, this one. Selfishly, I would probably take Top Gun Maverick over this, only because I like Top Gun better than Beverly Hills Cop, even though I love both movies.
Yeah. That's your jam.
Yeah,
man.
like if we're talking like how Dion was talking about like Furiosa and stuff, I mean, Fury Road was a decent legacy sequel to the Mad Max, because that had been dormant since what, Thunderdome? That was 20-something years. Trying to think of other movies that have come out as sequels to stuff that's like been 15, 20 years old, and I'm drawing a blank, mainly because most of the stuff's not very good, like all the Star Wars movies that have come out. But
Superman Returns was pretty bad too.
Yeah, Superman Returns wasn't very good. If we want to call Batman Begins a legacy sequel because it's sort of like brought that back up, that's definitely in the conversation for one of the best, because Batman Begins was really, really good. And
I don't think that's a legacy sequel, but it is just a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for the record, mine was Fury Road, not Furiosa.
Right. Yeah, Fury Road. It's because I was like, yeah, no, because that's a good one too. Gee, there's a lot of really good ones out there.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of
bad
terrible
ones too.
Ones. Yeah, dude.
They're probably more terrible ones than good ones. I mean,
that's why we're so shocked whenever we get a good one, and are so apprehensive when they announce these sequels. We're like, no, we know what's happening here. We've seen this movie before.
Yeah, dude. Like Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, is that a legacy sequel though? Because that came out only 5 years after the one before it.
Yeah, but it's like the reason I count is even though it's closer, way closer to, they truly try to revamp the franchise.
Buddy, it's Dark Fate. It's Dark Fate. That's your answer.
Listen, Dark Fate is really bad. Damn,
I know it's shit. Folks, you can listen to that.
That one is really bad. Because that one was trying hard. Yeah, because trying to change Skynet.
That movie legitimately hurt Dion's feelings. I can tell you for a fact. Through the ether
like
of
James
the distance
Cameron,
of like
what
1,000
did you
or so
do?
miles, I could tell Dion's feelings were legitimately hurt by that movie.
Tim Miller had been talking so much trash.
Yeah, about how we were going to be so scared to death of what's her name.
Oh, not Mackenzie Phillips. Mackenzie Davis?
No, it's
that
a totally
her name?
different person. Yeah.
Whoa.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Desi Davis. That dude was riding high on Deadpool. He was like, I can't be stopped. Everything I touches turns to gold.
He's been stopped, and now his ass ain't directing. Well, he didn't direct.
He ain't done anything since. That dude has been persona non grata since.
Well, his whole thing was to dunk on people, and as we've learned over the last 5 to 8 years, that tactic is bad. It does not work. I can tell it's turning people off with The Boys. Some of that shit that's going on that show right now. Today I turned it on and I rolled my eyes. I was like, seriously, this? Come on. I try to be cool about a lot of stuff, but it makes me roll my eyes too much now.
Yeah, he also tried the whole tactic of, I'm going to attack my audience and call them names for not liking what I did, as if that's going to make it better too.
That's the dumbest thing. That'd be like me. oh, you guys didn't like Beverly Hills Cop 4 the way I did. You're all idiots. No, who acts like that?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid. Like
everybody unsubscribe from my channel if you don't like the same stuff I do. It's like, yeah, that's not going to work there, bud.
Yeah, you're going to lose a lot of people.
But for some reason in Hollywood, Hollywood thinks that's a reasonable tax. I mean, they don't anymore because I've noticed that hasn't been, like you just said, has not been happening nearly as much as it used to. But I never thought that was ever good. Anybody that's worked in retail knows you don't insult and aggravate your customers. No matter how much you want to, you don't. Because if they stop showing up, you stop having business.
Yeah, that's silly. That's why you got to weed out the shitty employee that does threaten to beat up the old ladies at the checkout. Xavier to God says Jeff got Xavier to God says Jeff got Axel F, Kendo got Top Gun Maverick, Dion got Terminator Dark Fate. What does or will Nick get? Nick got Halloween 2018.
Chlamydia.
No, I don't think Nick has
he
that.
Hates 2018.
I know
he hates 2018 though, so Dion hates Dark Fate as much as we like to joke that he loves the movie. So it's like, you won, I won. They haven't won. We need to get them something. Although, no, because Dion got Fury Road because he really likes Fury Road, and he's a big.
Yeah, he is more of a
Mad Max person I know.
Oh God, he is.
So
I like Mad Max.
So, yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, so we each got one. So Nick needs something, and I don't know what Nick's gonna get.
Nick got Scream. Those Scream movies, he did like those.
I thought he hated the new Scream movies.
I thought he liked 5, but not 6.
I don't know.
Well, that's what
Nick, where are you? Defend yourself.
His favorite movie is It's Pat. Nick has the best taste in cinema ever.
Yes, he does.
Hail Mary. Anyway,
with its legacy sequel, The Crying Game.
How would you remake The Crying Game? Like,
I don't know, dude. I don't know. That could be remade today. Not to it being.
Is the twist that the dick gets hard? Like, that's the twist. You're like, ew, and then it ends that way. That's how they shock audiences.
The twist is that you're wrong, and you don't know why, but you just are. In 2024.
Fucking Forrest Whitaker. You should get Forrest Whitaker to come back for that movie. TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. After the debate and the press conference that just ended about 10 minutes ago, oh, that's where everybody is. I wouldn't even make a Dukes Brothers bet that 46 gets replaced. I wouldn't even, you wouldn't make a bet. I got to watch that. You know, I am a citizen of this country. I am up on this stuff. Folks, we've never really, we're not going to be like a podcast where we talk politics and this and that, but whatever real world stuff affects all of us, that's fine. I don't think there's as many restrictions as you guys think. I just said, we're not going to talk about, specific politicians because what's the point? If it's entertainment-based, go for it. TLJ Screwjob, thank you, though. Adam Wofford says, WCBS does an EFAP over bikini video, but the real question is, why did it take them 12 hours? What? What may we never know? LOL 13. If we were going to EFAP something, guys, what would you want us to EFAP? And I mean, seriously, because the Selma Hayak thing would be fun for all 13 hours, but is that what the audience wants?
Right.
Dion, what would you want EFAP?
I don't know, man. That's tough.
You know what we should do is just watch a bunch of WrestleManias and EFAP of that. Find a place that we can stream that and just EFAP us watching WrestleMania and all right, folks, we're gonna pause it. All right, Triple H clearly pulled out a steel blade right here to cut himself. Kayfabe is broken. That kind of shit. Forensic wrestling.
Yeah, I mean that would have to be.
I mean,
that'd be the easiest one I can think of.
That would work for a little while, but there's only so many frames you can pause where they're doing clear rest holds during the longer matches. It's what all can you do there? I was gonna say we could EFAP Peter North's greatest hits. There's a lot going on there. Even if, I don't know if he's still alive or not.
I don't know. But here's the number 13 you requested, Adam Offer.
Hey, felt firm, motherfucker, dick, pussy, snot, and shit. Good night.
I love that. Can't have the first show.
See, there we go. Can EFAP.
Do you want to?
I mean, Are you asking me if I want to watch Eddie Murphy Raw and do it over the course of like 6 hours instead of the hour and a half? Sure.
Let's EFAP stuff to ruin it and make it worse. You know what I'm saying? Like a stand-up comedy special. Did you see how Eddie Murphy just walked across the stage to the left? Do you know what that means, Dion? Do you?
30-second joke takes 3.5 minutes of EFAPing. It's just like, damn.
Now listen to the word he said.
The comedy here.
We can take the funniest things and make it terrible. That'll be our new show. Master Marlboro says, no country for old honkers. Not around Dion. That's not the truth. Dion, there's room for old honkers in your country, right?
Darn right. Always will be. Always has
Old
been.
honkers is one of his specialties.
Yeah, the milk hasn't gone bad.
Mm-mm.
I hope. So, Dion, there we go. Your girl, your little cutie's back in the news, Lena Dunham. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so folks, I'm going to spare you putting an image of her on screen. And Dion, I'm going to spare you from trolling you for 10 minutes about a joke from 10 years ago. Lena Dunham, Polly Pocket film, says she's not the star of her Netflix show because she was not up for having her body dissected, meaning she's insecure about her body and she doesn't want to be body shamed, so she quit the Polly Pocket movie. How do you feel about her being dissected like this publicly?
I mean, there are just some people that you just know they would be hard to be around. So I'm not surprised. You know, she's kind of in a place where she has to do her shtick in order to stay semi-relevant. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm sure there are still people and that you know that are fans, but yeah, she just now she can't go anywhere without causing a scene. She was trying to do something, come back, I guess, when the story when she was in the long story in Hollywood or whatever, the Tarantino movie. But yeah, I'm just not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's just definitely not someone that you would assume has a lot of actual friends.
No, and does not. But it sounds like this Polly Pocket movie was going to be a clone of the Barbie movie. Now, Lena Dunham said she was working on it for 3 years, and she names all of these certain types of filmmakers, folks. But I'm glad that she's stepping away, I guess. I really don't give a shit, Dion. I just wanted to troll you because she's too embarrassed to be in a fucking movie. So there you go, Lena Dunham. I guess karma got you back for what you did to your sister. Don't care.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, yeah, that shit was all part of that whole internet thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but also, yeah, it's just like, even if that was a real thing, because she just does stuff, so, yeah, I'm not surprised. Even if that was real, Polly Pocket, okay. Like, okay.
Well,
I'm sure you were working on that.
It was a way for her to get her name in the papers, at least in 2024, because I'm pretty sure nobody's talked about her in 3 years, 2 years, something like that. So,
right.
Here you go. It's like, hey, I'm going to come out and talk about this movie, about this fucking toy that's semi-obscure, especially nowadays. That was really big 35, 40 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
It's just one of those things, man. Some people,
some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Are always trying to ice skate uphill. Exactly. That's
there you go.
That's
I finished it for you, Dion. Now, PLJ Screwjob has something for us. Dr. Honkers from Honkers with Love and Thunder Honkers. You don't want gold honkers?
Gold honkers.
That's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to do an out-of-sync a cappella remake of every Bond song where we talk about boobs instead of singing the actual lyrics. I smell a party boob sequel. Don't you, Dion?
Oh, yeah. It's what the people
Gold
want.
honkers.
What the people need.
Jabroni. John Thomas, thank you very much for both of these. He's been a member for a month. Thank you, John. He says, Jeff, have you seen the miniseries The English on Amazon? Emily Blunt seeking revenge in the 1880s West. Never even heard of it. I've been just watching The Boys or The Acolyte and trying to take care of some back end things as we exciting month for WCBS. It's a rebranding of sorts for the show. But no, I'll add it to my list. Let me take a picture of that. I gotta watch the Ghost Stories. I think who was was it TLJ Screwjob or Clone Geek or somebody told me to check it out, and I ended up falling asleep right after the High Council. Like I talked to Script Doctor for like an hour and a half after the show went off, and then went to bed. John Thomas, thank you again. Jeff, July 28th and 30th, Man and Witch family fantasy film starring and produced by the Prince from Neverending Story. Trailer looks good. Fandango has tickets. Well, I now have a screenshot. I will check my schedule. I got my Regal pass and see if that counts for that, because I'm always down to see movies. You know, folks, we always tell you to support independent stuff or support different stuff. You know, Disney doesn't need another $1 billion. They just got that with Inside Out too. Good for them, I guess. But now that we're all caught up with everybody and we have more honkers, we have Honker House, Moon Honkers, Evil Honkers Rise, For Honkers Eyes Only, Honkers of the South, best kind, Close Encounters of the Honker Kind, Honkers Royale, with or without cheese, Honkers Rising. This is the best one, Honker Pussy.
There you go. The honkers are not enough. You can do a whole bond. You can do the whole bond.
Oh my god! Would you wear a T-shirt, Dion, that says "Honker Pussy" on it?
Probably not. It depends. Depends.
I mean, we could make him do that.
We should. What is the weirdest T-shirt you own or have ever seen? Folks in the chat, tell us if Honker Pussy can be topped by the weirdest shit you've seen. I do have a weirder shirt than Honker Pussy. Maybe I'll show it on air later if there's enough demand. No, I won't. I'll show it to you later, Dion. It's terrible. All right, folks. One more before we get into our next segment from Xavier to God. Fuck, marry, kill. Pizza, pepperoni, Hawaiian, and combination. I guess I'm killing combination. I'm marrying Hawaiian, and I'm fucking pepperoni because I like Hawaiian pizza. Pineapple does belong on it.
What? Like combination? What does he mean by combination? Because
like Supreme, I'm guessing.
Okay, because
like
that
olives, peppers, onions, pepperoni.
Different, because here we've got something similar to that. That's okay. I'm marrying combination because I'm thinking of the St. Louis Deluxe, which is a combination pizza, which is the best pizza out there. I'm fucking Hawaiian, and I'm killing pepperoni because pepperoni is delicious on pizza. But I'm one of those. If that's my only choice, then I'll eat it. But I'm always going to go for something more than just pepperoni pizza.
Dion,
that's tough. When I say combination, do they specifically mean just like Supreme, or are they saying pepperoni? Any combination?
It just says combination.
I'm gonna assume they mean like, you know, a Supreme or something. Like Hawaiian.
Beef Supreme.
I really, huh?
No,
Beef Supreme. There you go.
Ah, the really famous gladiator.
Thank you. There we go. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, I gotta go. I think I'm banging pepperoni, marrying Hawaiian, and killing combination.
I love that I have a soundbite of you saying I'm banging pepperoni.
Well, you know,
you just got to wear a honker.
It's a little less cracks.
You get more interesting as you get older, Dion.
Honker pussy.
Wait, no. Well, technically, Octopussy's song's called All Time High. But I'm not going to sing that one because it's terrible.
All-time honkers.
Yeah. To be fair, I've never listened to that song all the way through. I hate it so much. It's like elevator music, so I turn it off every time it comes on. I hear da-na-na, boom, boom. After the second bass note hits, off. Get jumped to Future Kill. So,
good song, though.
Guys, I got kind of a sad story. We've come to the end of an era, but it's kind of something we could have foreseen. Redbox is officially shutting down and everything everywhere. I know, right? So the days of heading to your Redbox kiosk to rent a DVD are ending as Redbox has announced that after 22 years, it's officially shutting down. The parent company, Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, has changed its Chapter 11 bankruptcy case to Chapter 7. And as a result, Redbox will shut down all of its DVD rental streaming kiosks. Launched in 2002, Redbox's DVD kiosks were spotted at various locations, including fast food restaurants, grocery stores, and pharmacies. Its conveniences and affordable pricing made it widely popular, and in 5 years after its initial launch, it would surpass Blockbuster in terms of number of locations. You guys,
It stings. I obviously haven't used Redbox in forever, but that one I was always, I always thought Redbox was perfect for people who didn't want to use a streaming service. That being said, Redbox had some crazy fees. Like if you missed it, I don't know if they were still doing it. Like I said, I haven't used it in over a decade, I want to say. Yeah, man, it was. It's that one. That one, I'm like, dang, physical movie rentals. Where else are you gonna get them?
Yeah,
like the family videos that are out there, or the equivalent.
We have a family video down here, and you can get pizza there. I've never had the pizza, but I'm willing to try. Look, if this was an inevitability, technology, people want streaming, people want convenience. I get it. Look, maybe Axel F is a streaming-only movie. I'd buy the disc on the first day, and I would have went out and seen it in theaters. But streaming does have a convenience. I'm still a physical media guy through and through, but I stopped renting movies a long time ago because I don't really take too many chances on a physical disc buy, but I'll take a chance at the movie theater. To me, I'll gamble. It's fun. Oh, is this going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Who knows? I might be walking out with a new favorite like 21 Jump Street. But I only used Redbox once. Remember Shira Dion?
Yep.
Her and I rented Bridesmaid and hung out at her apartment and watched that. And yeah, neither of us really liked it.
Yeah. Hillary and I used it twice, I believe. And I think I missed the return date by like a day or two. And that late fee was nuts. I was like, what? And then, it was just kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm with you. Like, I understand the lack of desire for people to rent physical media in 2024, especially. But still, I was like, man, that definitely was a true analog way of renting, of getting your movie fix without owning them.
Yep. I love, my favorite thing to rent as a kid, though, in general, were video games, because I loved when you would rent a game that had somebody else's save file on it. And so if they were further in the game and you didn't really want to keep playing, you could jump to their save file and get further ahead. I did that with Ocarina of Time the first time I rented it. Loved the game, but didn't really want to be Child Link. I wanted to be Adult Link. Did you guys rent a lot of games as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I've rented games all the time. Yeah.
I did occasionally.
No, specifically like Nintendo games, rented shitloads of Nintendo games. Like that was almost every Friday night was renting Nintendo games, and then eventually Sega games, stuff like that. So like renting a lot of games. We did rent quite a bit of movies. Yeah, that was like an institution. Of course, it's like the Redbox thing. It was an inevitability. I don't know why they didn't cut off Redboxes sooner, because the prevalence of streaming, but I know in like rural areas and things like that, you don't always have the options to stream. So getting rentals is great, but it's kind of a bummer that we've gotten to the part where everything is online and digital now, as opposed to being able to do that. Because that's one of the cool things about going and doing rental stuff is just walking around the store and seeing what the new movies are and seeing what games are there and maybe finding hidden gems. And you can't really do that anymore.
No. I mean, I found so many great horror movies, so many shitty horror movies, so many terrible action movies as a kid. We would go to Kroger to rent movies, and they were $1. So okay, like a portion of them were $1, and then the newer releases were whatever. My mom said you can rent whatever you want, but once I learned how money worked, I was like, can I just rent like a couple cheap movies versus the one, new one? And so that's how I found tons of obscure shit and got into really weird movies, appropriate for a kid. But my point is, I miss those days. I also find that I don't commit to a movie on streaming if it sucks. I'll just turn it off because I can jump to something else easily. Back then, it's like, oh man, I only got this one videotape. I'm gonna watch it. So I miss that.
Yeah, man. That nostalgia is real for sure. You know, I didn't living out in the dang boonies for so long. You know, we didn't rent very many video games. Well, my parents were worried about it, but every once in a while I got to rent a game. But man, yeah, I do miss that. I got to finally, one of the ways I got to experience that nostalgia was with Redbox. So, but yeah, man, I mean, and even I think I remember renting movies when we lived in the dorms, back in college. But yeah,
oh
man,
God, that place was great.
Yeah, it was so good. Dang, that place was so good. So yeah, I'm with you. I do miss it. Like, I don't want to buy this. Let me rent it and watch it a couple times. Take it back. So I'm with you. I definitely miss that too.
Let's see. We got a couple more people that chimed in about the pizza. Shribbles08 says, pineapple on pizza sucks butt. Blame Pizza Hut for ruining pineapple pizza for me. I'll take it doesn't matter and a new Buffalo Jeff button, please. Surely, Shribbles08, but I got to know, what did Pizza Hut do personally to make you hate pineapple pizza? Because, I don't order pineapple pizza from Pizza Hut. If I get Pizza Hut, it's always got to be something with stuffed crust, and pineapple and stuffed crust don't go together. But here's the button you require.
It doesn't matter.
And you wanted another one. Believe me, if I was a dick, I would press that button all the time on shows. If people were talking, I'd just be like, nope.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
me, your old pal Buffalo Jeff.
Xavier to God says Redbox would also let you rent games as well. And then there was GameFly. Remember GameFly?
Yep. It was like Netflix for games.
Yeah, I just never got into that stuff, man. I was one of those kids that would get my electronic gaming monthly because Nintendo Power got juvenile after a point. Yes, I was a distinguished video game reader. But I would get my electronic gaming monthly, and I would scour the earlier days of the internet, and I would kind of have an opinion on a game fairly early on. And so I kind of would just blindly buy the games that looked cool. And luckily, I didn't get too burned many times. But I also I played a lot of like annual titles, like wrestling games, or when Grand Theft Autos would come out, I'd buy those. Monkey Jeebus was a Game Pro magaziner. What game magazine did you guys read, if any?
I wasn't really a game magazine guy. I was pretty standard Nintendo Power, but yeah, man, I wasn't very much of a game magazine guy.
Whatever my friends would bring to school is usually the ones that I read.
Those were the best because you're like, oh man, I'm reading, but I'm reading something cool, and the teacher's not noticing. So,
pretty much.
I mean, GameFly was pretty dope. I remember GameFly, Gamer X or whatever that one was called. I remember reading that every once in a while.
Game Informer was good.
PlayStation magazine was.
Oh, PSM.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, there will be a huge celebration
yeah.
stream when we hit 200K there, Bridge 11. It'll be huge. I'm going to stream for a lot of hours. We're going to make it a huge, huge event. Folks, we keep pushing. We keep fighting. It's a lot of algorithm crap. But have we stopped? Have we given up? Hell no. We push harder in certain ways. And by the way, thanks to all the people that have been following us on Twitter. I don't know what we're doing differently over there, boys, but Nick and I have been talking. We're trying to reach the 3 million impressions to get monetized. And if only that AEW viral right around now, we would have crossed it because we've been kicking ass lately. So, folks, follow World Class Bullshitters on Twitter and find us talking about all sorts of things. Interact with us. Hang out. Nick and I played around with the streaming over there. We'll even do some stuff over there too. And there's a lot of you watching over there right now as well. Actually, more of you are watching that. God damn, YouTube is terrible. What the fuck is up with this platform? Anyway, I digress. Yay, Twitter. So, where were we in the show, guys? Yes, the show notes. So, we're a couple of weeks away from Deadpool Wolverine. We're going to review it for the show. I'll have an early review here on the channel as well. But I watched a little video and read an article talking about the first 30 minutes of the movie, and they're saying it sounds great. Now, of course, every new movie coming out sounds great. Suicide Squad had all these people excited. Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice had people excited. And then the movie comes out and they're absolute dog shit. Do you think Deadpool Wolverine is really going to move the needle and save the Marvel perception, or do you think this is going to be an underwhelming film?
I mean, I if I have to pick between those two, I'd say it's probably going to be a little underwhelming. You know, it being built and advertised the way that it is, and just, you know, Marvel Studios' track record right now. I think the probability is a little higher than people think, but at the same time, it's still, you know, it isn't above 50%. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I think, but honestly, I think there is a place in the middle. There is a chance that it ends up being, it could be a good film. Is it gonna, have the same fire that 1 and 2 did? No, I don't think so. Is there a chance that it is still pretty good? I do. Ryan Reynolds obviously seems very invested. I've softened my stance on the yellow suit. It is nice to finally see Hugh Jackman in it. So I've warmed up to it as closer to when the movie's coming out. But yeah, and hell, even the fact that Marvel Studios is putting a lot of money in the advertising of the movie, but just Marvel's track record right now is just not great. And I'll say that I'm not going to be surprised if it isn't very good or if it's underwhelming in a way. I'm hoping it's a lot closer to an R-rated version of No Way Home. Hopefully it's that good. So that's my ceiling for. Yeah, that's definitely my ceiling for it.
Kendo.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a falls in the middle thing, like Dion was saying. I think it's gonna be one of those movies. It's a fun movie. It's enjoyable. It'll go down as a decent movie that's not as good as 1 or 2, but not bad. But I also don't think it's going to save the Marvel universe or anything like that, because that's not Deadpool's role in the Marvel universe. Deadpool's role is to be more of a sideshow attraction, something, but at least that's how I feel about it, because we went and saw Deadpool as like a palate cleanser. It's like, I want to see a superhero movie that's not MCU, or, I want to watch Deadpool 2 because it's, superhero, it's X-Men, but it's not MCU. I think it still fulfills that same role, because that the MCU is essentially on life support at this point. But I think that's Deadpool's place, and I think that's what Deadpool 3 is going to be. It's going to be a fun movie. It's not going to be better than the first 2, and it's going to move the needle in 0 ways in terms of like helping or hurting the MCU.
I am going to remain positive, but I'm not super excited. I don't think much is going to change in the grand scheme of things, but I will be happy to be wrong, and I will be happy to review it for you guys in just 2 weeks, roughly. Or is it next week?
What days it come out?
Is it? I don't know if it's not. If it's, that was the 18th. No, it's 26th. All right, 2 weeks from today, folks. There we go. Don't give them ideas. You don't know who's listening. They need to remake the film. They need to make the female Silver Surfer Frankie Ray. Then they can say the Fan Four Stick. Dude, I don't know how that movie's going to turn out. I have no interest in the Fantastic Four anymore. The last one was terrible. I get it. It was a reboot, but it's been. I don't think there's ever been a great Fantastic Four movie. So we're a while away from that. No. Hey, Kendo.
Yeah.
Are you ready to play America's favorite game?
Does a pig's pussy bet its hedge?
It might tonight. In tonight's episode of Quiz Coach Kendo. Tonight is
Rock
Guess the
and roll.
Historical Event. Kendo, do you want the time bonus?
Okay. Yeah, might as well.
All right, here we go. Guess the war.
American Revolution.
Correct. Guess the war.
I'm gonna go with World War One. It's a very small picture, but it looks like World War One trench.
Let's see. There you go. Name the historical event.
Moon landing. I guess I can make that. Okay, see, I made it bigger on my end. That would be the fall of the Berlin Wall.
What do we have here?
That's the Battle of Antietam, so the American Civil War. I'm familiar with that painting.
What do we have here?
That's when movies begin.
Correct.
Okay.
What do we have here?
That would be the Dust Bowl.
I know that lady. Not personally.
That's some Grapes of Wrath shit.
Hate that book. What do we have here, Kendo?
That would be the end of World War II on the USS Missouri.
Ooh, bonus points. They don't count, but we'll give them to you. What do we have here?
Oh, I know that one. That's my great times 32nd grandfather, King John, signing the Magna Carta.
There you go. I thought it was Thomas Jefferson and the Declaration of Independence with the Knights.
Yeah.
Lindbergh
crosses the Atlantic Ocean.
And what do we have here?
That is the French Revolution because they're about to chop that dude's head off.
And we have here.
Oh, Battle of the Alamo?
That's what your answer is?
Yeah, just based on process of elimination. We're going to go with Battle of the Alamo.
That is correct. What do we have here?
Black Death.
I was going for the first Mardi Gras, but hey. Oh, this guy.
Fuck the Russian Revolution and fuck Vladimir Lenin. V.I. Lenin. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov.
Last one, Kendo. What's happening here?
That would be Prohibition enacted.
Bingo, and a sad day it was. Well, Kendo, 100% congratulations. But then again, you always do. Now, Dion, I know you usually feel left out on not having a quiz, but guess what? I changed it. I have one for you this week. You ready?
Ooh, I believe so.
All right, let me get that tab pulled up for you, and then we will start.
You got this, buddy. I believe in you, Dion.
Oh, I think he does too. Here we go. So, Dion, your quiz is the action movie quote quiz. Let's pull this up for you right here.
Ooh.
All right, Dion. Name the movie this quote comes from. I owe you a 10-second car.
Gone in 60 seconds. Oh, no, that's Fast Furious.
There you go. Correct. Ooh, child, you always knock me for a loop. You have Mad Max, Terminator 2, Kick-Ass, or Hannah.
If
I had to guess, I'd say Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass.
That's correct.
Yep.
This is
I
easy,
was trying to
Dion.
remember. I'm like, where have I seen?
Yeah, Die Hard.
Mad Max and Terminator 2. No, yeah.
You sure you didn't want to go with Face Off?
I mean, that sounds like
Face
something
Off.
Face Off.
Well, this is easy, Dion. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Predator.
This one right.
Here's the next one. However, leave the limbs you've lost. They belong to me now.
Kill Bill.
Happy endings are just stories that haven't finished yet. Name the film. Independence Day, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Starship Troopers, or Point Break.
Ooh. Timer coming. Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Here you go, John. So, hail Satan and have a lovely afternoon, madam. Beverly Hills Cop, The Fifth Element, Kingsman, or Atomic Blonde?
Kingsman?
That is correct, Dion. Oh, here we go. Sooner or later, I rub everybody the wrong way. Big Trouble in Little
China.
Oh, okay. There you go. Good old Jack Burton. I'm going to need a gun. Casino Royale, John Wick, Speed, or Total Recall?
I'm going to need a John Wick.
Yep.
I'm going to need to tell you you're correct. I'm going to enjoy watching you die, Mr. Anderson.
The Matrix, jabroni.
Oh, your roll. And Dion got a 10 out of 10. That is correct as well. So
Hell yeah.
Keep putting them away.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Joseph Bianowicz in the chat, thank you very much. Yes, folks, this is the Stealing Solo shirt, or Stealing Solo the shirt. You can't get these anymore. These were for the original, Indiegogo, all those years ago. But this is what I have left of mine. But if you want to get something cool, you can head on over to our t-shirt website, shopwcbs.com, and pick yourself up one of our many different t-shirt designs written and drawn by me. Overkill161 says you have a PhD in action films, Dion. Quite proud to call you my friend right now.
World class, baby. World class.
You're damn right.
That's right.
Goddamn right.
That's right.
So, folks, if you have a quiz that you want to send our way, let us know. I don't have an email for another WCBS quiz. There, Breadman. I'll talk eventually. Let me drink some water. That'll help the show. But I don't know if there's another quiz, Breadman. I'll check right now in the official WCBS mailbox. Let's see. Here we are. Remember, folks, our email is info@worldclassbullshitters.com. You can message us there all the time, and we'll respond to you here on the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, checking that email. Do we have a quiz? We do not. We have a bucket list item, though.
Ooh,
Oh, what's that?
okay.
We'll say that for the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, the bucket list item. Cool.
Is there a good wrestling quiz we could all try to do together? Because AA Ron has suggested that to me before. He's like, man, one time on the show, Kendo, you guys ought to do like a wrestling quiz and see how well you guys do. And I'm like, well, I'll run that up the flagpole and see. I highly doubt I will get any pushback from the boys on that one because we're all wrestling people except Nick, and
right.
Well, he's just not here now, is he?
No, fuck him. I'm joking. He's fine. Now, what do you guys want to do? I found a couple Sporkle. God, there's too many. We can do WWE Champions, Hall of Fame,
Yes.
Money in the Bank. Which one?
Let's do the champions.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, we got 4 minutes, and we have to type, 55 answers. Let's pull this up on screen.
Ooh. Okay, well,
Bill
some of
Goldberg.
those answers will duplicate themselves, like when you say Bruno Sammartino or like Hulk Hogan or Stone Cold. So that helps. Yeah. That's one thing that's nice about Sporkles. You know, if there's more than one answer, the same answer, it fills in all the gaps.
Right.
You guys ready to play?
Let's do it.
Let's rock and roll.
All right. We have to click. JBL was a champion.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Yes.
We just, yeah. Ric Flair.
Oh, it's like it's the minefield style.
Oh, okay. Ric Flair was. John Cena was. Jerry Lawler wasn't.
No.
Nope.
Diesel was.
Diesel, yes.
Bobby
Lashley,
no.
He
was.
No, he wasn't.
He was. He smoked Brock Lesnar for it.
Yep. Jimmy Snuka was not. McMahon was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sting, no. Buddy Rogers?
I don't.
No, I think Buddy Rogers was a
WWE champion.
Jericho, Bryan, Jinder
Duggan,
Mahal.
Yes.
Yep.
Jinder Mahal. No gold dust. Yes on Benoit. Or no. Was he the champion?
He was world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he was world heavyweight champion.
Brock
for sure.
Lesnar,
Yeah.
McIntyre.
Yeah. Sean, yes.
Kofi.
Yeah. Koloff, no.
Austin for sure. Del
Austin,
Rio,
yes.
yes.
Is he?
Yeah. Was he that?
Yep.
No, was he the
beat
world
some.
heavyweight champion?
No, he was, but remember he beat Punk.
Okay.
And then Punk
Bam Bam
immediately
Bigelow
went
was not. Jeff Hardy was.
for a minute.
Was
Razor,
Bray Wyatt
no.
right? Yeah.
Yep, he won.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt was the champion.
Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
How new
Cody
is this
Rhodes,
quiz?
yes.
Okay.
It's got Cody on there.
The Miz
So
was.
it's recent.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan
Yep,
was.
Hogan.
No. Hogan, yes. Christian, no.
Backlund was.
Powers, no. Backlund, yes. Brock, yes.
obviously. Ray for an
Mysterio,
hour.
yes. Yep.
Does
No,
Andre
I
the
don't think
Giant
First
count?
I think technically.
I don't know. They're gonna.
No, wait, no, I think you're right. I think he does because I think he only was he was champion in Europe forever, and then
We'll come back.
Seth, we can come back.
Skip
exactly.
him, because if we get to where we need one, we know that they count him.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Goldberg
guess
was world
Goldberg
heavyweight
doesn't. I thought Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar.
for the Universal.
Oh fuck! They all were they looked the same.
Yep.
Bruno Sammartino.
That's
got
what
Bruno.
I get getting mixed up. Bruno for sure.
Pedro Morales
was.
was.
He was NWA
Roman.
champion. I don't
Yeah,
think
he was.
ever. Oh, nice. That's right. You the man.
Savage, yes. Hart, yes. Piper, no. Slaughter, yes. Guerrero, no.
Yep.
Yeah, Guerrero was
He
WWE
was.
undefeated.
Okay, Taker, yeah. All right,
Punk
Punk,
was.
yes. No Perfect.
Oh, perfect. No DiBiase.
No DiBiase. Edge, yes. Triple
Or
H,
you know
yes.
Triple H was.
Dusty Rhodes. Dusty,
Nope.
no. Sheik, yes. Sheik, yes.
Sheik, yep. AJ,
AJ
yes.
Styles, yes.
Styles, yes. Kane, yes.
Yep.
For like a day.
Batista, yes.
Yeah.
Psycho Sid,
Psycho
yeah.
Sid.
Yep.
Not Vader. Sheamus, yes.
No. Yeah.
Yep.
Warrior,
EB Cena.
yes. Booker T.
No.
No, he's just
Orton,
Orton.
yes.
Yeah.
Orton,
Yeah.
RVD,
Yeah.
Mankind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Biggie, yep.
Biggie, yes.
He won. Big Show, yep.
Onto the Giant.
Five
What do we
We're
have?
missing
We got 5 more. So we got Giant.
Kovlar
Razor's-
maybe was
who?
Razor Ramon was
was-
never the champion.
Ivan Kovloff. What?
Ivan Koloff. You made a try?
Ivan Koloff.
Oh wait, it ended.
We did. So we missed Buddy Rogers,
Danny
Ivan
Wasn't
Koloff,
paying attention to the time.
Stan Stasiak, and Billy Graham.
Yeah, fuck. We weren't
So
paying
yes,
attention to the
so-
time. Is right. Oh. Well,
Hey, we did pretty good though.
51.
Yeah,
We got
93.
93%. That's an A. Let's see.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I don't know what new channels are popping up there. So, guys,
All of them.
you want to? All of them are here, right? So let's check in with the audience, and then let's play our other favorite game. Explain a film plot badly, shall we?
Yes. Let's do it.
So our friend Xavier to God says, Jeff and Dion, what do you guys think about Saudi Arabia making a Dragon Ball theme park, and what would it take for you guys to go there? Money?
Yeah, the
If
amount
you
they paid to WWE.
I was gonna say, if you guys back us on Patreon, we get things going, we'll go anywhere you want us to go. What we'll do is we'll keep it there, then we'll let the patrons vote on it, and then whatever gets a majority of the vote, that's where we'll go. But things are pricey, so we can joke about it. But if you guys make it happen, we'll make it happen. Anything you want to do, we'll do it. We just got to do it together. But that's the price. That's what it would take for us to get there. Money.
That just sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah. We'll have to do it for a shitload of money, like Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Dion, Kendo.
Shitload of money and a promise of security and safety.
Oh, yeah, well, the money includes security detail. Like, Dion is our security detail because he has a degree in all that shit, but you're the talent on this trip, and your ass needs to be protected just like ours. You can't be doing ocular pat downs every 5 fucking seconds.
Right.
That's true.
So, what do you guys say we start explain a film plot badly? Ready?
I can dig it.
I'm in.
This one's extra terrible. Kid fights crime with his feet.
Kid fights crime.
Spider-Man?
Trying to think of like a soccer crime fighting movie, but the Three Ninjas.
Kick back at High Noon at Mega Mountain with Pee Wee Herman as Tum Tum? No. The actual correct answer, let's see if anybody in the chat can get it. Remember, folks, kid fights crime with his feet. We got The Flash, that is incorrect. Karate Kid, that is incorrect. All right, I'm going to give you 5 more seconds, folks.
Karate Kid 2.
Not the Karate Honker, sadly, Dick Insider. It is. Oh, Clone Geek got it at the last second. It's Footloose.
Footloose.
Yeah.
That's good.
I thought
That's good.
the dancing became a crime in that movie.
But then they fight back by dancing.
But that's not fighting crime. That's fighting against the law.
But that's a crime to fight against. Never mind. It's explain a film plot badly, Gendo. All right? Somebody got it. It's a good enough one. Up
Fair
next.
enough. Fair enough.
Good luck with some of these. Old CIA guy gets pulled back in to stop drug lords from taking over the world.
The Losers?
CIA guy, drug lords, safe.
Or the Punisher?
I'm drawing a complete blank, so I'm trying to think of any movie that involved an old CIA guy. And if so,
correct
did they fight
answer
crime?
Is Clear and Present Danger.
Oh,
Starring
yeah.
Harrison Ford.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Now, this one, pay close attention to every word. Big Lizard fights military. Tokyo gets wrecked again.
Godzilla?
So Godzilla 2. So Godzilla rides again.
You're guessing Godzilla. Now, Dion, remember, it's Tokyo gets destroyed again. Does Tokyo get destroyed twice in the first Godzilla film?
I said Godzilla rides again.
Dion, I'm giving you a second chance, my friend.
I'm trying to, yeah. Giant lizard and Tokyo gets destroyed twice. I mean, outside of Dracula 2000, I'm trying to think if there's any other similar movie like that.
It's pedantic as shit. It's Godzilla 1985.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Now, this one gets even more pedantic. 2 cops drive around solving crimes and being cool, but with more drama.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Bad Boys 2.
The correct answer is Starsky and Hutch Season 3.
It's so good. It's so good.
All right, here's a real one that you can guess. Politician is power hungry, does bad things to get ahead.
House of Cards.
The American President.
We'll give the audience
Dave.
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Bowfinger.
Dion was correct with House of Cards.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So, wait. Sorry, I think somebody's trying to offer us something on Rumble. Sorry. I just got an email on my private account, and I was like, how did they get this email? I'm sorry. I was trying to go to our info at World Class Bullshitters email and sign in and check our email about the bucket list. Boom. There we go. So here we are right here. Ooh, a paid membership. Cool. So our friend Clone Geek sent us his bucket list. You guys ready to hear the bucket list?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I love number 1. To see a professional wrestler become U.S. president, ideally before we get a female one. Okay, who's the president going to be?
There's a few that could potentially. Definitely not Hogan.
Too old, brother.
Yeah, I can see him in front of Congress right now. Whenever they're like, "We want to pass this law," that don't work for me, brother. Veto.
Let me tell you something, dude.
I mean, I guess it would be. You would have to figure the front runner's probably got to be Dwayne, right?
I mean, The Rock will probably
There's
be the most likely candidate.
Got the clout.
Yeah. As wild as
Yeah.
things are, yeah, I agree. The Rock's the most likely candidate.
What do you guys, when we get through this bucket list, we got to talk about John Cena retiring. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, man.
So I would like to see that too, Clone Geek. Number 2, read of all Ranma 1/2 before the year is over. How much is in Ranma 1/2? I know it's a manga, but how many issues? I did like 200 issues of Spider-Man over the course of a month or two last year when I first moved back. I was just like, oh, I need to read Roger Stern's Spider-Man because he's the best. Let's see. Number 3, live to see mankind put a man on Mars. Sorry, I almost read live to see a mankind match. My brain goes wrestling all the time. I would love to see that too. That's what I always say, Clone Geek, when people are talking about what would you love to live to see? The colonization of outer space when it's normal to just like go to another planet on vacation. That'd be fucking cool. Number 4, find proof that Woodrow Wilson framed O.J. Simpson. There we go.
I can believe it.
I also like
a racist.
He was. Dion, he doesn't have our best interest at hearts. We can't vote for him.
That's right.
Write my own comic book and have it gain an audience. That's a pretty good one. Very fulfilling.
That's doable. Very doable.
Yeah. Just come up with a fun concept and kidnap Harrison Ford if you gotta. Convince somebody into thinking that Independence Day.
Don't do that because that's copywritten.
Yeah, we do. And the sequel will be, I'll work on it next year, folks. I know you want that story. Believe me, I know. I think there's like 40, maybe 38 or 39 Phantom Menace editions left. People around the world are buying this book, guys. This week alone, we've shipped to Canada, Austria, Italy, Great Britain. Italy today. I thought that was fucking cool. We've never had an Italian book. The European shipping was more than the book itself, and dude did not care. So, sir, that found the channel, I won't say your name on air because I don't want to dox anybody, but thank you. Or grazie, as they would say.
Luigi.
What a Wookiee. Number 6 is great on this list of Clone Geeks. Convince somebody into thinking that Independence Day is based off a true story.
Oh, yeah.
Number 7, global.
If the person's like 5 years old, you could probably pull it off.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know what we should do? Dion, if we're ever at a 4th of July barbecue and there's some stupid kid, we should be like, you ever see Independence Day with Will Smith? Yeah. You know, it's based off a true story when the aliens invaded back in the 90s. What? And we just lied to him like, yeah, man. So there was this guy at a radar station and he started picking up this random sound and this signal. And he called the government. Yeah, the movie makes it crazy, but it's kind of, you know what it would be like, Dion, is Return of the Living Dead. Remember in the beginning when he's like, you know that movie Night of the Living Dead is based on real shit? We'll have to just pull that.
Dude, oh, absolutely. That'd be hilarious.
Now, Clone Geek, I hope you get number 7, Global Domination. Make sure WCBS is your media outlet for the whole world. We'll do it. We'll do it right, okay? We'll be more than what we are now.
Yeah, we'll do propaganda.
Yeah. Clone Geek. I'll do the art for you. I'll make you your own comic. And then you can take the credit and build the audience. Now, we'll do it together. You write it, I'll draw it. Global Domination was number 7. And number 8, figure out more things to put on a bucket list. I like that. I like bucket lists. Somebody earlier said about having sex with a celebrity as a bucket list item. I'd like to have that happen too. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Not
What
many
is a
people
bucket
can
list
say
item?
it, yo.
I mean, no, they can't. I'm trying to think who I want that celebrity to be, though. Kelly Brook, that'd be a good one.
Listen, there's always a good list. Always a good list.
Yeah, and where do you put Jennifer Aniston on it?
I mean, she's on it. I'll give her that.
That's true. Yeah, I was looking at an episode. Let me rephrase it. I wasn't watching Friends. I turned on my TV to the channel that the news is on, and Friends was on. And I was like, I get why people like Jennifer Aniston. And then that was all I thought, and then I turned off the channel. Oh, Liz Hurley in her Austin Powers Prime. That'd be a great choice.
Liz Hurley now would be fine.
Oh, I still follow her on Instagram.
So do I.
Yep.
I have to be careful when I open up my Instagram in public because I don't know what I'm going to see. My Instagram is very weird. I should have made a personal one and a private one, but I don't get the app. Clearly, folks, if I was into Instagram, I'd have way more followers on Instagram. YouTube, we figured that one out. Twitter, we figured that one out. Instagram and TikTok, we're old. We're trying to figure that one out, but we will eventually. Well, guys, I'm trying to think if we've pretty much hit everything we want to hit tonight. We might just call this one early. Anybody in the chat have anything you want us to talk about before we go?
Gonna hit it and quit it.
I know. I'd rather stay and play because we're long and strong and bound to get the friction on. So, ladies, what would you do if I had
I was waiting to see if you were going to break and you didn't. I was like, God dang it. Now I'm going to. That was good. That was really good.
Lord Rollo says stealing honkers and honker busters. Folks, you'll definitely want to read Honker Busters. There are boobs twice in Woke Busters. That wasn't a funny selling point. It was needed for the story. So yes, it's like a 1980s comedy, folks, tits and all. It's a little more raw than Ghostbusters, but it's not. I don't know how to describe it. You just got to read it. Pretty Delgado says Anna Kendrick. Say what?
Yeah, that works. Anna Kendrick's a good choice. I was gonna say, did we establish whether or not the audience wants to be referred to as a bunch of honkers? Because I'm gonna do it anyway. Y'all are our special honkers, and we're just gonna leave it at that.
You're my honker.
God bless us, everyone.
Oh, thank you, TLJ Screwjob. Digsby, yeah, that's a good choice. Every time I watch Christmas Vacation, I always thought Margot was kind of cute. I hate Seinfeld, but she's cool in my book too. Let's see. The passing of Shelley Duvall. Yeah, folks, Shelley Duvall passed away. I believe she
saw that earlier today.
Yeah,
75.
I only know her, 75. I almost said 77. I only know her from The Shining and Popeye, but she did a lot more than that. So those are the two movies I can say I like the most. I love The Shining. It's just kind of sad how Stanley Kubrick had to treat her to get that performance out of her.
Oh, yeah. The kid from Alf died too.
Yeah. I saw that too.
They found him, like a month ago. They found him dead in his car with his service.
Yeah. It was crazy.
That's sad.
First, I heard her right when it happened. Or was it you that sent it to me? But I thought I saw bathroom or something. But then, it was his freaking car. I was like, yo, what was going on in his life? Or what was he into? That one was crazy.
What I was reading said that he was dealing with a lot of depression and other things and hadn't been sleeping and would go through periods where he didn't sleep for a few days. So they think he either fell asleep or his meds messed him up and he just fell asleep in his car in Arizona with it not running and the windows up. So that is a bad combination. And now there are two less people from the Alf cast that are still. There's only two left. There's two left.
Alf himself, right?
Actually, okay, no, there's three left. So of the 5, 2 are gone because Willie died a couple years ago.
Sorry, I was just reading the stuff in the chat. So John Cena's retiring. I watched Money in the Bank this past weekend. Good show overall. Going to be doing, probably talking to the other guys about this, but Money in the Bank was a fun show. I've been enjoying WWE for the last year and change. It's been pretty solid. All the PLEs have been enjoyable. I wasn't really surprised that John Cena's retiring because, let's be honest, he's been gone for pretty much the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And now that's just an official announcement. I don't want to sound cynical, but that's okay that John Cena retires. He really wasn't the greatest. Anybody that calls him the GOAT is young, and that's it. You know,
that's the perfect way to say that, too. I love you so much. Like, yo, you say God,
he ain't wrong.
You're just young. Like, you're just wrong. Like, there's nothing I can say to you. I know that you're either in your 20s or young. Like, you just don't know.
He ain't wrong.
If you really look at his career, he's not like, and I'm talking like his talent in the ring. Other wrestlers rose to the occasion to better themselves in an industry. John Cena could sell t-shirts and title belts, and so wrestling had to be brought down to his level. And his matches got better like 12 years into his career. But it was a situation where he was really put out there because he was marketable and sold merchandise and was a nice guy. I don't ever think of John Cena as a top 10 world champion. I don't ever think of John Cena as a all-time great, and as in like a Mount Rushmore wrestler. He doesn't share the rarefied air of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and Austin and Rock and Undertaker and all these guys. He's just not there. He's very popular and marketable, and I respect that. And yes, we can see him, sadly, but he's just, I can't think of many world champions that, how do I want to say this? He wasn't a garbage wrestler like a Psycho Sid, but he wasn't this technical wizard. Like, one of my favorite matches is him versus The Rock, and he ruins the end spot. And the reason I bring that to your attention is, hold on. I bring that to your attention. Vince McMahon did the same spot perfectly, but John Cena fucking sucked and ruined it. And it goes on that too. He had terrible booking. He pulled the card backstage where I want to win this match a certain way once and destroyed a whole fucking faction of guys. John Cena, goodbye. That's all I can say. I am so glad this is fucking
too much in the ring.
He's just a perfect example of the corporate champion.
He's Vince's number one boy.
He was. And like, you know, apparently he made Vince a lot of money, even though some of the lowest rated Raws ever were while he was champion. You know, some of the lowest points. Yep. Some of the lowest points ever were while he was champion. He has multiple moments of, you know, the worst, you know, not the worst match ever, but he has, you know, some of the lowest rated pay-per-view endings ever. You know, he was on some low bought pay-per-views, you know, and there were a lot of shows that were sacrificed for John Cena, and it didn't, you know, those weren't paying off, you know, but his face was on Fruity Pebbles, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he was the perfect corporate champion. He wasn't like, you know, he wasn't, you know, trash. He wasn't Michael McGillicuddy or something, but it's like, yeah,
no.
You know, if you think that he's the GOAT, you're just young.
I'm glad you like my assessment of that situation.
It's just the perfect way to say it. It's just the perfect way to say it, which we've encountered in person, like just, you know, young wrestling fans. Like you are, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But like, yeah, let me show you some shit.
Yeah,
now, just
I also, well, I was gonna say I also don't think his retirement's going to be a full-on permanent retirement like Shawn Michaels' retirement. I think it'll be more like a Legends retirement where he comes back every now and then. But I don't think it'll be like a Ric Flair retirement, which means he's going to be retired for about 4 weeks, and then he's going to be back out there again. Okay.
But isn't that what he has right now? He shows up every once in a while. Like,
yeah.
Hasn't that been like the last 8 years?
Yeah, but he supposedly, at least according to the Solo Monster, said that, he's going to be pretty much more or less full time for the next year, and then he's retiring. So, like, WrestleMania is not the end of the road. He's going to be around for the whole year. So, he's
like
going
December
on like a retirement tour. So that's why I think it's going to be like a, like a Rock or other type of wrestling retirement, where it's like, yeah, he's more or less retired, but he does pop up from time to time every once in a while for a special thing.
He might exactly. Agreed. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really want
to. He might win the U.S. title, but the hubbub about him breaking the record. I don't think they're going to do that, but yeah, I can see him. The biggest thing I think they're going to do is they're going to do something with Logan Paul, 100% on that road to the end, which is going to be very cringy as an older fan. But yeah,
I'll cheer for John Cena then.
Yeah, we're
I think
definitely
100%. I'm cheering for John Cena then. You and me both, all three of us for sure. Because as much and listen, and especially the three of us specifically, we were in the trenches when that dude was the face of the company.
That was college, man. Every fucking pay-per-view, we'd be over at B-Dubs booing his ass. Like, John Cena sucks. Like, that's our channel. Have we not been doing that since 09?
Since 09. We was doing it in the Breslin Center when it was filled with them. And, you would see a couple adult fan, dude with his girl or, like an older couple or something. And
we were obnoxious, too.
Dude,
we were terrible. John Cena sucks. Like, we didn't stop because he won the match.
I lost my voice at that show because we were we were heckling him so much, and the whole stadium turned against us.
Yeah, the whole arena, because that was what was. I remember we were walking up the stairs of the Breslin Center as his music played, and we kept going, "John Cena sucks," and we would walk up the stairs and do that.
So good. Yeah, but I was still root because listen, the dude wasn't the best wrestler, but every once in a while he could cut a really good pro. He wasn't Rock, where he could throw out a bunch of them. He wasn't Rock or Chris Jericho or Kurt Angle.
He was good on the mic,
but he was dang good on the mic when he really wanted to be. He really was. I mean, that's one reason why we didn't like him. Because he tried to go all like, "Hey kids, superhero, I'm in Scooby Doo," and then videos with Fred. But when he had, when The Rock came back the first time, he was actually cutting good promos again. Yeah, dude. I'd root for him over Logan Paul any day of the week.
I was at the 09 Royal
Do
Rumble.
you think during his retirement run we're going to get a Doctor of Thugonomics coming out?
I think we will. 100%.
We got that at WrestleMania 35. Like, that's the thing. We're kind of booking this as like this thing that he's been doing. Honestly, pre-pandemic, like Cena did his returns and he would do the old Doctor of Thugonomics gimmick. Like, he kind of has done that. What's he going to do? Come out in those purple and white trunks and, scream ruthless aggression? Like, that's pretty much as he can do.
I mean, listen, I mean,
like for a sustained period of time.
Right.
Not like a one-off. Like he comes out on Raw as the Doctor of Thumb. Do we get it for like a few months?
No, because that's just copying Hollywood Rock.
Programming against Logan Paul.
It'd be interesting. Look, anything's possible in the WWE these days. That's the first time we're going back to say that. It's a surprise.
Seriously. But yeah, I think we do get that. I think I think we'll get originally. I think we're going to get a very newer him trying to do something different. Not what he does for interviews where he comes out in a 3-piece suit or something. But I think we'll get him trying to pull an Undertaker where he's trying to do something a little different. But I think he will absolutely go back, especially if he comes back early enough in 2025. I think we will get it just to get the people going. Have the Doctor of Thugonomics go against Logan Paul. I can see them trying that. Absolutely, especially of all people, I can see Triple H trying that shit 100%.
Well, I'm we'll be excited to go to the Rumble next year. Wait, is the next Rumble the one in Indianapolis? Because I'm going to that.
Yeah. Yep.
You should go too.
Yep.
You got to be part of that crew, man. You
Yeah.
got to do the Indianapolis 4 with us.
Dude, 100%. I'm all down. I think a Rumble would be it'd be so fun, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm pumped to go.
All the Rumbles we've watched together specifically.
Well, just Kendo, give us the time or a heads up, and we'll get you tickets and make you a part of the crew.
Yeah, dude. It'll be so fun, especially if we all go to a Rumble. My first Rumble. Oh,
this is pretty
Especially
cool. I was going.
Now I have access to
a good airport,
better airfare.
McCarran, right?
Yeah,
that's where. That's a good airport. So
we haven't made it official yet.
Nobody knows. Anyway,
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, never mind. You're drawing attention to it. You're like, okay, Mr. Jackson. All right, you're gonna mess up like Claim to Fame. Do you think that was legit on that show?
Which one?
On Claim to
Are you
Fame.
talking about last night with the guy referred to himself? Okay, yes, where the guy essentially said that he was related to one of the Jacksons.
Yeah.
He looks like he could be related to the Jacksons.
I think he looks like Smokey Robinson's son. That's what I thought he would be.
I think he looks like Smokey Robinson's son too. That chick that guessed that one dude was like related to Forrest Whitaker, that was like way the hell off. I'm like, where are you getting that from? That dude don't look like no Forrest Whitaker.
His face twitched when she said Forrest Whitaker.
Well, I mean, Forrest Whitaker's fit. Never mind. There was somebody on there that I was like dead sure, like that one chubby white girl. I'm fairly certain that's Meghan Trainor's relative because she looks like, well, Meghan Trainor because Meghan Trainor's still chunky. But we'll have to we'll have to show a picture of her to Dion because Dion's the authority on these things.
I thought the one girl looked like Molly Ringwald.
Dude, that's the one. Was when we were talking last night. They pulled her fucking little thing, and it was something along the lines of like Brat Pack Queen, and then it was Club and like Breakfast. It's like Breakfast Club. I'm like, yeah, Molly Ringwald. That lady's Molly Ringwald's relative of some sort or another. And I kind of figured that one out. So we're talking about the show called Claim to Fame. We hate reality television on this channel, but Jeff and I love Claim to Fame. We enjoy that show quite a bit, mainly because it is a reality show and it's hokey, but there's a game element to it that's actually kind of fun. And if you're not completely stupid, like people were last season where they couldn't figure out the fucking Osmond kid,
that was just like
great. Him. Like the one clue where she's like, it looked just like Donny Osmond. And if you like looked up the stuff about him, like on the internet, the best part was like, there was like all these magazines that like People magazine stuff, they get into it and they had blogs where it's like, I took this picture and showed it to my mom and all my female family members and asked who they think this is related to. And it all came back Osmond.
My mom's like, that's Donny Osmond's kid. I'll put money on it right now. I'm like, okay, Mom. Okay. And she was right.
That's awesome.
But yeah, they just,
right now.
I will say that was the thing. The thing I liked about last season more than the first season was how many times people were getting shit wrong. Because I think that's more fun than when they get it right, when they completely fucking whiff, especially when the audience, like we can see that they're wrong. So that was nice last night to get the very first episode of the season kicking off with somebody completely swinging and missing.
I liked that too. I was like, and then her aunt was Robin whatever Roberts. I was like, who's this lady?
Robin Roberts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin Roberts.
Robin
She's
Roberts.
A news journalist.
Yeah, isn't she Good Morning America?
Yeah, somebody totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, Robo Kendo has returned because I am on location.
Did you guys watch NXT at all?
No, I watched a bunch of clips of it though, but no, I didn't watch it live.
It was a good show.
I heard it was fun, super fun. So, yeah, I might have to try and watch it back.
You want to hear something kind of cool?
Oh yeah.
Somebody messaged the channel email and they said, I liked your book, Stealing Solo. Can I buy the artwork if there's any pages available? I have to tell him it was all digital.
Nice.
But I'm like, that's kind of cool. I'm glad somebody wants to buy Stealing Solo artwork. Maybe I'll experiment with doing something traditionally. I draw everything on this iPad right here now. Woke Busters was all done on this iPad. So was Tits and Art. I bought this after this Fandom Menace of Stealing Solo hit big. This was the super deluxe iPad with the M1 chip and all that stuff, and the iPencil or the Apple Pencil that doesn't suck. And I'm quite comfortable with this. But maybe I should do some traditional stuff. Folks, when I go to cons, maybe I'll have some original pieces. I remember I worked the con circuit for a decade. I went to college. I graduated in 2014. I met Nick at my first con in Indianapolis in 2014. And that's back when I was selling prints and posters. And I'd work those and make the money and kind of set it aside and keep chunking away at stuff. And then this happened. So it's kind of cool. That's the journey of Jeff. But guys, go to Kickstarter, check out Woke Busters, or go to wokebusterscomic.com right now and get yourselves a copy of the graphic novel that features all of us fighting. You can't say we're fighting wokeness. We're fighting outrage monsters that people would be perceived as woke. So you got to read the book. It's a lot of fun. It's over the top. It's crazy. And check this out, guys. There's a little bit of new animation I want you to see here. So there you go, folks. That's what Woke Busters looks like, written and drawn by me. God, it was a lot of fun to do. And I'm already ready to do more. I know that's crazy. I know that's early, but when you're into it like I am, you're lucky to draw. You're happy to draw. You're grateful to draw. Yes, I draw on every receipt, everything. Guys, the other night when we were recording, I got sidetracked because I was doodling this during our commentary. So I always got a pencil near me. Darian says, I'm waiting to see.
Literally watched him drawing stuff at table for dinner.
You have. Darian says, I'm waiting to see if it ends in a shocking ending like Stealing Solo. Well, Stealing Solo ends on a comedic cliffhanger. This one has a similar sting, but you got to think of it as like a movie. Woke Busters is a 3-act movie in a comic book page. So the first act is us in the Midwest. We get our technology. Well, let me rephrase it. We'll go like this. We start out in the Midwest. We have our first monster sighting. We then introduce the technology. We test the technology to see if it works. Then we start a business in Portland. We get popular in Portland, a little too popular in Portland, and the local government starts to look into us a little side-eyed, if you will. And then we kind of stumble upon the conspiracy of what's going on in the city and how to spread this crap around the world. And then the third act is literally action. It takes us to the location of something, and then an explosion like you saw in the trailer. I mean, there's a giant monster the size of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in this book. It's got it all. We have to fight a swarm of flying creatures called the Huyas, which stands for head up your ass. It's funny. It's got all of these hallmarks of great 80s comedy films in a comic book form. And it's created to look like a cartoon because it reflects the society we live in. Turn on your local news. Turn on anything, and you'll go, what the hell happened to the world? Well, guess what? Woke Busters makes fun of what happened to the world, and it's a lot of fun. So check that out. It'll be ready. It's done. It's ready now. You know what to do. John Thomas, thank you very much. He says, Jeff, Dreaming Tabitha was on a stream with other artists, and they draw randomly chosen characters based on dice tosses. You would be good on it. I would love to be a part of that. That's one thing I regret not doing on YouTube. I'm very grateful for Stealing Solo and the success it came with and everything, but I never did a lot of drawing streams or art stuff. I want to do that more. I love it. Obviously, I draw all the time. Most of the stuff I draw, I wouldn't put on Instagram because it's, ladies' bodies or really just unfinished anatomy to try to get a certain style down. But I'd love to be a part of stuff like that. Folks, let me know where those kind of streams are. And, I'm never going to invite myself onto a place because that's a little weird for me. But I would love to be a part of cool stuff like that. all the time. So spread the word. Tell them you would like to see me on a drawing stream, and I will show up and draw right along with them. Thank you, John. And by the way, folks, there's a comic YouTube channel that I'm talking to on Twitter right now, hoping to work together with them because they produce some really awesome content, and I'm a big fan of his work. So, guys, we're closing it out at 2 hours. We have Rick Deckard from Blade Runner in the chat. He wasn't a replicant after all. He says, best legacy ever. If only Star Wars would have taken this route. Well, he loves Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley, and I do too. Like I said, folks, I really love Beverly Hills Cop. This is a 1987, possibly 88, but this is a video store cardboard cutout from the 80s in mint condition. And look, I even have a fucking Axel Foley Funko Pop. You know my stance on Funko Pops. I hate them. I think they're crap. But I got both of the Axel Foleys because it's Axel Foley. The only action figure there is of Axel. It's not good enough. But Dion, I know you and I were both feeling pretty good. It was a great time the other night. So we're really happy with the outcome of that movie. Hopefully our boys, Riggs and Murtaugh, get the same treatment. What did you think of the Shooter McGavin cameo, though? Like, how crazy would it be if Netflix is building their own shared universe of all these fucking movies?
Dude, I would love it. I would love it. At this point, it's the most fun we're going to have at the movies. But yeah,
I want to see Billy and Taggart at a golf tournament for Happy Gilmore too. Like, that's what I got to see. I got to see Billy. I want to see Taggart and Rosewood show up in more shit. I feel like we got right at the end together.
I want to see them together, 100%.
They gotta undye Taggart's hair though. He looks like shit.
That made him look older.
Yeah. I know John Ashton's an old man. I have his autograph. I bought it off eBay once. Guess how much I paid
look like
for
Gerald
it?
Ford anymore.
No, he does. Well, Gerald Ford doesn't look like Gerald Ford either. So
yeah,
that's fair.
Gerald Ford's not a lot of things right now.
He how you think he's fully? He has to be fully decomposed at this point. Like, yeah, he's gone.
Years.
What's wrong, Dion? Is that too dark for you?
That was a little spicy, man. That was a little spicy.
If you think that is spicy, man, you gotta
that was spicy.
Bro, you've been hanging out in Michigan, eating cherries and hanging out with white people too much. You gotta get some spice in your life, okay? No more potato salad. Get something with flavor. Go to Big John Steak and Onion. Get that red sauce.
That's just my life now, dog. You know, I'm your boy living in the burbs with the white girl. You know
I'm gonna come up to visit. I wanna grill out and drink beer and do other stuff like in Michigan. Let's have a good time.
Even though we lost the Jake Paul fight, I was excited for that because that was gonna be a great week.
That would have been this week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh well. Goddamn.
We'll figure some out.
Yeah, we will.
Right.
So, folks,
no,
we always figure stuff out.
Yeah, never. I'll tell you off air.
All right. Well, tell us off air. Oh, guess who's going to be at Horror Hound, guys?
Garbage Day!
Huh?
No!
No way.
Shit, we're getting Garbage Day?
We're getting Garbage Day, boys. Yeah. Dean,
I'll have to bring my DVD.
Oh, dude, I'm going to go get my action figure out of storage and have him sign the Blu-ray, the action figure. I'm going to get 2 photo ops, one in a normal t-shirt and one in a sweater. And probably not the sweater. I don't know sweater. Sorry. But we should get a group picture with Garbage Day.
Dude, absolutely.
Eric Freeman is his name.
100% on board.
We'll call him by his god name or his given name, but he's not Garbage Day anymore. Yes, Joe. Today we celebrate Garbage Day. So, folks, thank you for watching. We'll be back next time with more. But in the meantime, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
Okay, listen, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I got freaks 9 days out of the week.